So, as you might be able to tell, I'm married. And one of the things that happens if you're married is that you go through an entire life cycle with respects to finances. Typically, when you're starting out, you've got nothing. And then you start to make some money, but maybe you start to have kids. And then all the money goes out in that direction. And finally, you're done paying for college and you get a pay raise and you have that for a couple of years. And all of a sudden, you got to get ready to retire. A lot of couples that we work with face this situation of being together now that they're retired and having a completely different view about what the money is for. If you really want to design a great life in retirement, you and your spouse have to get on the same page so that you're designing a life in retirement that matches your expectations about what you're going to do with money, that's going to look like, so that you both remain happy and get the best out of that experience. And it's, by the way, it's not something that is unusual if you haven't had these conversations before. There's lots of couples that we talk to that this is the first time that they've been able to sit down and talk about what are they going to do in retirement. It's not just the use of the money, but what is that money going to provide for them in terms of experiences? Are you going to be people that spend money one direction over another? Now's the time to have that conversation, because you don't want to get into retirement completely different expectations and then not being able to love and provide for that spouse that you want to have as good of a retirement as you want to enjoy for yourself. So if you're in a situation where you've got retirement maybe 5, 10 years ahead, or maybe you're on the cusp of retiring and you now want to figure out what to do next, one of the most important things that you can do is sit down and have a conversation. What's the money for? What is a great use of that money? And most importantly, if we were to look back 10, 20, or 30 years in our journey in retirement, what would have had to happen for this to be a truly outstanding retirement? This might be the first time that you have that conversation, but I will tell you, it's probably one of the most valuable conversations that you can have if you're married going into retirement.